Celebrity Sleaze right now brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. To learn more, visit mcdonalds.com.
Billy Corgan's been so outspoken lately, talking about his band, Smashing Pumpkins. Quote, one of the most misunderstood bands in the history of rock and roll, but he is adamant that he won't be changing to fit anyone's expectations or demands. Well, he's always kind of been like that, right, Barnes? He said he's had a lot of people in the industry sit him down one-on-one and tell him, just give them what they want. Your life would be a lot better. You'll make more money. Well, guess what? That's not what he's about. He had a long interview with Joe Rogan, and he set him straight.
And I used to quote Popeye, I am what I am. I'm here because I'm a freak, okay? And I ain't changing for anything.
Yeah, he's like, I don't give a blank. He is kind of a freak, but we love him for it. Courtney Love got together with Todd Allman, an author, treating fans to an exclusive acoustic performance of a Bob Dylan classic. Now, this is going to celebrate Todd's launch of his new book called Slow Train Coming. They were in London, and Courtney decided she's going to sing a little Dylan.
Let me paint a picture of this
please.
For you. If you don't have your adapters and you can't see the video feed in your car.
Yeah.
This reminds me of my drunk aunt back in 1987, getting up at the party and doing karaoke. That's just me.
Oh, you're painting a picture.
I'm painting the picture. This is how I see it and hear it. I want to ask you before listeners review it, do you think this is good or bad?
It sounded like it was one of those off-the-cuff things, and yeah, it didn't sound good, I'll be honest. Yes.
See what you guys think. I mean, should you practice before you get up in front of people?
Maybe. Everyone's getting on the Dylan train. She's working on a new record, so we'll hear from Courtney Love soon.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I know. This was I never knew this, and I really like Lady Gaga. In a recent episode of the interview podcast, Lady Gaga is talking about experiencing, have you ever heard about this? I guess your disassociation from yourself. She said she had this psychosis 5 years ago where one struggles to distinguish reality from unreality. She explained she was not deeply in touch with reality for a long time, I guess because of all of the different movie roles that she was playing.
I try to get out of myself every day, and it never works. I keep trying to run away, and I just wake back up, and it's me again.
Yeah. Challenge of separating your stage persona or film persona from real life.
I mean, isn't that method acting?
I guess so.
Yeah, where they become... I would think that's so hard. I worked with a guy who did that. The guy on Prison Break who played my boss... He was the character the whole time. We would get in the car, and he would have this he would be so pissed off.
They don't want to break character.
It was the weirdest thing. He would stay.
Think about doing that for months and months and months.
It was really weird, and that was just for a month.
Okay, I love this, what Pierce Brosnan just said about the next James Bond. He is insisting that the next James Bond must be what, Barnes? Blank.
British.
Must be, yes.
You have to. Elle Bond.
I kind of agree with him. And all these names like Andrew Garfield, Pedro Pascal, Idris Elba, Cillian Murphy. Who is it going to be? I cannot wait. Barnes, I just finished 0 Day with Robert De Niro on Netflix. Political thriller. It's about a cyber attack. But the cast, wow. Outside of De Niro, Jesse Plemons, Connie Britton, Angela Bassett.
It's big crew.
I know. I'm going to say, if you're looking for something to watch, it's really good.
I started it. I didn't make it too far. I'm in the middle of Love is Blind right now, Minneapolis, and man, it is good.
I'm all about the dramas, and Barnes is all about Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. They create the drama. It is solid.
HBO and the Max post-apocalyptic drama series, another one, The Last of Us Season 2, starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, returning for that second season Sunday, April 13th. They just dropped a trailer for it.
You okay?
Yeah.
This is where we live. And what's that?
The fence.
What's inside?
People.
What's outside?
Monsters.
By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you'll be dead. You're gonna lose.
I've never seen that show, but it seems like The Walking Dead.
It's unbelievable. Pedro Pascal is in everything. I mean, all of a sudden, he's all over the place. I love him. National Geographic has released a trailer for a new docuseries commemorating the 30th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. It's been 30 years, of course, one of the deadliest attacks in U.S. history. It's a 3-part series premiering April 2nd, offering a raw and intimate look at the tragic day through first-hand accounts of survivors, rescuers, and leaders like former President Bill Clinton.
This looks intense.
Smoke, debris, part of the building has been blown away.
We're getting reports of numerous fatalities.
Hard to believe we are looking at our own backyard.
I lay there upside down in my chair, waiting to die.
The first lady we found, she grabbed me by the collar and said, "Young man, there's a daycare center on the 2nd floor. You've got to get up there and get those babies."
What is so evil in someone's heart that would make them do this?
I think my blood pressure went up 10 points just with that trailer.
Would you watch that? Because I'm all about it. I love watching these historical things.
I like history, yeah.
It looks phenomenal. So everybody's over at South by Southwest right now. Barnes, there's like all it's the film festival, and then it rolls into the movie festival. And Ben Affleck was on the red carpet. This is really funny because I don't know if you saw this the other day, but everybody was talking about his 13-year-old son, Samuel. I guess he had spotted a pair of Air Jordans that were $6,000, and Affleck didn't whip out his credit card. No, he's teaching his kid the right way.
Did your son start mowing the lawn for those sneakers?
That's what happens when you tell them they have to mow a lawn. All of a sudden, they don't want those shoes. And we're like, all right. He was like, but I always said they were tough. You have any kids? You have a 13-year-old?
I don't.
Is there always some grift why I need to be? I'm like, man, well, you do not need $1,000 shoes. He's like, we have the money. I'm like, I have the money. You're broke.
Can you imagine the PR meeting? Okay, Ben, we need to be relatable to all the little people. Talk about your kid mowing the yard. You can do it.
But isn't that funny, though, when your kid wants something and you're like, use your own money. Then all of a sudden they don't want it.
They play that card on me. And I just did it. I was like, okay, let's go. I'll mow 500 yards.
That's like when you bought your daughter's tickets to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I had to sell a car.
I mean, come on. Also at South by Southwest, director Paul Feig shot down rumors of a feud between Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, of course, for their new movie.
Come on.
He's like, it's just not true, for a simple favor. Although Anna Kendrick looked kind of awkward in some of those interviews where she just stood there because Blake did all the talking.
Because it's not a feud. It's hate one way. It's not a feud.
Like, what? I do love this. Josh Brolin, your neighbor who you haven't seen yet in Atlanta.
Damn it, he hides well.
I do love what he had to say about actors today. He was on the Graham Bessinger podcast.
This profession in this day and age, when you see people come up, when you experience people come up and say, I want to be an actor, 9 times out of 10, they want to know how to be famous. Whereas back in the day, it was about paying your dues and about the kind of work that you were doing and what you were reading, and if you were getting people together in weekends and reading through just random plays in the weekends, and you just wanted to get further into it. I think Jerry Seinfeld talked about it recently, where it was like, it wasn't always about money. It changed. Back in the 70s, you were just in the back of the comedy club or whatever, and you wouldn't talk about money. Talk about your set, or you talk about your experience, or you talk about your trials and tribulations of becoming a better comic. And I found the same thing now. It's like it's less and less do you find actors who just want to like get in the soup.
Does nobody know Josh Brolin? Because he could walk to 99X.
The first person to get him on the show will win what?
Whatever we have.
We don't have much. We don't have a lot.
The guy seems so cool.
Yeah, he really does. And I actually kind of believe what he just said. I don't think a lot of actors want to get into the role and really build their craft, which is sad. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
If you're listening to sports,
how the Chiefs react to this loss will be fascinating.
Mixed with pop culture, sprinkled with celebrity interviews.
True or false, Kevin Bacon, for your role in Footloose. You attended classes at a high school.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman. What was it like working with Gene Hackman?
He came up in one scene and whispered in my ear, "I'm going to hurt you." I believed him.
And you're enjoying the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
Speaking of podcasts,
follow and listen on your favorite platform.